I, Rajesh Bajaj, convener of this webinar, have a great pleasure to welcome you all on the board for key expressions. I appreciate your efforts. Now I request Mr. Atul Jogani, President, India Thai Diamond Color Stone Association, to moderate this event. Atul bhai, please.
Jittima Nakamano she's the director of Thai Trade Center in Chennai. ITC Chennai is an overseas DITP trade office to promote bilateral trade between Thailand and India, including Sri Lanka and Maldives. She has been in India over 4 years and worked closely with Gems and Jewelry Association in Southern India to promote bilateral gems and jewelry industry. Hello, Jittima.
Sawadika. Hello, everybody.
Yeah, but before I start asking you questions, we have a video presentation about the DITB has been launching to promote Thai craftsmanship internationally. So please enjoy the video. Cans, the spirit of jewelry making. Hello, everybody back. Before I start, can everybody hear my voice? Everybody's clear? Okay. Okay, Jittima, I will start with you first. Okay, at this juncture of post-COVID, what would be the policy of Thai government for exports? Will it be aggressive, attempt to retain the position, or pushing a new segment in the post-COVID era? I mean, I hear people not able to hear properly. Can the IT team look at the voice, please?
You will have to keep your mic nearer you.
Okay. Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Greeting from Chennai. I'm so glad to be here with a little bit of technical problem at the beginning, but I think later on will be okay. First of all, on behalf of International Trade Promotion, I would like to thank Mr. Atul to moderate this session, and thanks Heera Zhaveraat to partner with the ITP in arranging this webinar and bring together everyone, from the key businessmen, the key icon in gems and jewelry industry, both from Thailand and India, into this online seminar. I'm glad to be here as well. And as I'm speaking from Chennai, India is still in the lockdown period, and business here still not yet been back fully in operation And I hope that situation in India and across the world hopefully will get better very soon, so that our gems and jewelry industry will be bright and shine again. To answer your question about the Thailand's policy for the export right now, since we have experienced negatively on the consequences of COVID around the world. So I would answer your question this way. As Thailand is one of the top 10 jewelry exporter in the world, and we have high potential in gems and jewelry products from upstream to downstream, and we have gained significant market share in let's say 3 products category. First of all, silver jewelry, color stone, and also imitation jewelry. So these are the 3 products category that we have quite well known in the international arena. But since the COVID, we have experienced a lot, because of the lockdown, because of social distancing and lack of demand for gems and jewelry at the moment. I would share about the statistic between Thailand to the world and also Thailand to India regarding to gems and jewelry trade. And the first 3 months of this year, from January to March, all Thailand, even we export gems and jewelry, in among the top 5 products, export product of Thailand, but we also get hit by these consequences. Our gems and jewelry export declined by 20.1%. But comparing to the same period of the previous year, whereas the total export, gems and jewelry, including gold, it's increasing by 71%, meaning that we have seen high demand for gold import. That may be because gold is an asset, it's a profit making in the short term. So that's why export of Thailand, in overall is increasing, but per se only for gems and jewelry is not doing quite well. But for India, this I would share you some figure for again about the same time from January to March, export of Thailand to India for gems and jewelry alone without gold, exclude gold, would decrease around 2.3%. But when we put gold into that picture, it's become total export of gems and jewelry into India from Thailand to India is increased around 100%. Yes, that's make India as a Thailand number 4 export market after the US, Hong Kong, and Germany. So this, I believe Thailand and India still have very, much room to work together, through what, the post-COVID era. But particular gems and jewelry, this business and this industry is really complementing each other. So that I would say after the COVID, we have experienced so many things. So for Thailand, we export-oriented country. So we have put main policy for maintaining our export. First of all, I would say we maintain our position as one of the manufacturing and trading hubs for gems and jewelry. Why is that? Because we have richness in resources, we have high skilled artisan, we have exquisite design, and also the government policy support. And we have also investment incentive for investment in Thailand. These are the and during this COVID, we have gained quite well known and good reputation in terms of disease control. These implementing measure by the government, they make Thailand, this quality make Thailand is a good image for Thailand to be a part, to be a country that welcome a lot of people. It's a land of opportunities, and also it's a safe place to connect with, particularly in this COVID, post-COVID era. Secondly, about the export policy, we also realized that lots of delays, lots of standstill have been going on around now. So we continue work aggressively in pushing Thai export to the potential market I can name lots of potential markets for Thailand. First of all, India is one of them. Hong Kong, China, Japan, ASEAN countries, also the US, European market, and also the Middle East. These are the group of countries that are a major trading partner of Thailand in terms of gems and jewelry. So we work hard to maintain connect with this country. And during the lockdown, we have encouraged our entrepreneur, our exporter to adjust, to diversify the marketing plan, marketing strategy to be at least survive in this situation. So we help them in changing from offline to online strategy as a survival marketing strategy now. And then we have closely work with Gems and Jewelry Institute of Thailand, or GIT, to promote certified product through e-commerce platform developed by DITP, so-called thaitrade.com. So these are the activity that we've launched to help business to maintain relationship with the customer. And another one, we have another activities that I would like to emphasize on is we promote Bangkok Gems and Jewelry Fair in several online platforms. We have website, we have social media. It's very active in giving information and keep everybody informed of what's going on right now. So those are the activities that have been doing to toward the potential market of Thailand. And last one I would like to mention for the export policy of Thailand is we support our either the small companies to large enterprise to trade internationally. So that means we create special platform for SME in Thailand, particularly gems and jewelry, to have a chance to participate or to work or to find international clients in gems and jewelry. At the Bangkok Gems and Jewelry Fair, we have zone designed for those two enterprise. First, we call the jeweler. It's an area that we bring the young talented designer to showcase their design. And another one is called New Faces, that to show the new collection of local design from all over Thailand. So these two will be found at Bangkok Gems and Jewelry Fair. So I believe if this is a niche market, also everybody can enjoy. And I believe this is a three main policy and various activities that we have been doing for maintaining our export, particularly during this COVID era.
I think it looks quite aggressive.
I would say so.
Yeah, so I think I am happy that I'm living in Thailand for this. Okay, I think you also have a little bit covered of my second question was what is DITP and Ministry of Commerce planning to make Thailand a jewelry hub? So I think, can you a little bit add on that also? What's the plan to make Thailand a jewelry hub?
Yes, we have actually the mandate or the outline from our Prime Minister saying in last year that we have to become the world gems and jewelry trading hub by 2021. So which means next year we have to perform or transform ourselves to that. But we have lots of work to do, and many initiatives have been implemented or carried out by Ministry of Commerce, Department of International Trade Promotion, and also authorities around the countries to help making Thailand as a hub, because not only the Ministry of Commerce will do that, but it has been, it's involved many authority, many departments to help Thailand to be that. During the COVID situation, I would maybe focus a little bit more on this, because we have we take the concern of the social distancing. The travel is not possible, particularly in this gems and jewelry. Actual virtual is not hit to the heart of the buyer yet, but we have to adjust ourselves and go to online more and more this day. So DITP has initiated many online platform and activities to communicate and connect and also promote gems and jewelry industry in Thailand, to the new normal scheme this day. Later on, I will discuss or share to you more about what are those online activities. More than that, to be the hub of the gems and jewelry tradings, we also work. We recognize the importance of private and the public sector. We have to work together to make this happen. So we have to create incentives. We create marketing program, training session for all the stakeholders to help transform Thailand to be the trading hubs. And we also, by the government, we also have to act as the make trade facilitative. So we facilitate international trade. We have the taxation scheme. We have incentive, financial incentive. We have we help our SME or entrepreneur for the marketing and at the international arena. We reduce regulations and not really reduce. We streamline the regulations to eliminate obstacles. And on the promotion side, we have to tell everyone that Thailand is a place or destination for gems and jewelry. That's why we put that's why DITP has played an important role in hosting Bangkok Gems and Jewelry Fair to be an international platform, a trading platform for all key stakeholders or key players around the world to come here to meet, to source, to trade, to network, and meet with a new partner in gems and jewelry. And alongside, as a hub, it's not only for trading, we also see ourselves as investment destination. We have a lot of incentive for the investment. We have strong infrastructure, also a workforce and skilled artisan. So this will be one of the key qualities that Thailand can be destination for a big jewelry company around the world to come and invest in Thailand. I'm certain this, activities and policy and measure that I've been doing is it's a way toward the goal of becoming the trading hubs for gems and jewelry in the very near future, which is next year.
I think Thailand has been rated second best country in fighting COVID. We don't have a COVID from last 28 days. So I think we'll be trying to achieve our Prime Minister aim of making a jewelry hub. Okay, I mean, you proposed to have the Bangkok Gem and Jewelry, 66 Bangkok Gem and Jewelry Fair edition. So I think everybody is worried and asking, they want to know, what are your hygienes for the buyers, exhibitors, healthcare measures from the sanitization point of view for the show?
This is very important question because everyone now, I believe in Thailand, quite very active and stay alert on having masks and everything all the time. So similar to India, I live in Chennai, I see everybody putting masks on all the time. So, but coming to making, gathering lot of people at the exhibition is very important. And I would give you an examples of the previous Bangkok Gems and Jewelry show in February show. That was the 65th edition. At that time, it happened in February, which is, I think, at the very beginning of the pandemic outbreak, happening in the East Asia region. So at that time, we quite, it's first time for us to experience those, but we have put together everything, work together closely with Department of Disease Control, with the venue provider, and took the strongest precautionary measure to ensure safety and well-being of the exhibitor and visitor who came to the fair. Those preventive measures, definitely we did. We installed all the thermal scanners. We use infrared thermometer to identify who has the fever, who has a problem, or subject to or contract any virus, anything. We provide hand sanitizer at every entry point at the show. Also, we clean all the surface, and everywhere we have the screening unit, medical unit, work closely with the hospital close by to make sure that whoever get problem, the health problem, they get killed, they get take care of really quickly. So those are the preventive measure that we have done at the show, and it shows that what we have done is quite effective, because we have seen at that time it was a Bangkok Gem. It was the only international gems and jewelry trade show happening in Asia, the only one during during that time. So with that, we proved that we did a success. So we have, I think, how many? Around 10,000 visitors came to the show, and according to the number, we can say this number increased by 10% from the previous show in September last year. So during this 66th Bangkok show, we also work closely with Department of Disease Control, Ministry of Public Health, and also different authority to make sure that everybody will be safe. And we continue implementing now the strongest measure to prevent whatever will happen. And we stay on high alert, and all visitor and exhibitor can be assured of the best health and safety and security at this coming show.
So I think it will be quite safe for people to come and visit our fair. Now the final question, what do you expect from the 66th Bangkok Gem and Jewelry Fair?
Yes, for the 66 is coming close because we will schedule it to have in September, from the 7th to 11th of September 2020. It will be our 66th edition. It can be claimed, I could say, it will be the first gems and jewelry trade show in post-COVID era. And I believe the audience here more or less have visited Bangkok Gems before, at least once. And whoever never or plan to visit for the first time, I would give you a brief information about Bangkok Gems a little bit. Bangkok Gem is a showcase for color gemstones, silver jewelry, featuring varieties of loose color gems from ruby, emerald, sapphire, also precious stone, semi-precious stone, rough stone, and the show can accommodate around 1,000 exhibitors, or let's say 2,500 booths. And it's happening at Impact Challenger, which is the largest and modern exhibition center of Thailand. So for the convenience point of view, I believe that there's no doubt about it. For the what we have featured in the Bangkok Gems in September show, definitely we will continue promoting our theme under Thailand's Magic Hand, the spirit of jewelry making, because we would like to showcase our skill in cutting skill, or the Thai craftsmanship in making the jewelry. So this one of it's a highlight of the show, which I think we have promoted the Thailand's Magic Hand since our 63 edition. So but I would like to highlight, because silver jewelry is one of the our key potential products, and since I've been in India for a while, I have seen quite a good demand or interest in silver jewelry, and because it's trendy, it's for not too expensive and easy to use, and it's catch to the demand for the young generation. So for those who are interested in silver jewelry, I would like to highlight that we have put too much quite make an effort in promoting this. We have a showcase called Siam Silver Showcase to present a history of Thai silver jewelry, how to make it, and use modern technology to create new design, especially to match with the needs of the new generation, something like that. And we have the workshop to make jewelry, silver jewelry. Apart from that, we have the things that I already mentioned about the new faces and the jeweler. These are the two zones that we have developed for a special group for the young designer to showcase the products, to showcase their design. And also alongside, we have seminar and workshop. And I would like to highlight a bit for the Indian and international visitors who comes to Bangkok Gems and Jewelry Show, that our show is a major international trading platform. So not only come and see the show, but you can meet the key player in a global gems and jewelry business, to source the material, to trade and to network with potential partners. Because we have visitors from all over the world, from the US, definitely from India. The first time when I came to a Bangkok Gems show, I thought that would happen in India, because I saw half of it look like the Indian, people who comes there. So I quite surprised a little bit, but later on I see like that's why Thailand and India, have strong. We have the strong connection regarding to gems and jewelry industry and trade. That's why India is our major trading partner in this industry. So then, before I give some highlights for the 66th edition, but I would like to invite who Indian gems and jewelry companies here to visit Bangkok Gems at least once or twice, or for this next is coming show in September, to make new business with Thailand and connect with your business partner through our trading platform in Thailand. And for more updates on the Gems and Jewelry Show, for the facilitation and for the registration, please do contact our Thai trade office in close to your localities. We have office in Chennai, in New Delhi, and also Mumbai. So wherever you are, please do contact. Then we can share to you all the information and update about Bangkok Gems and Jewelry Show in September.
Thank you, Jittima. I think this is going to be the first fair after post-COVID, and I think people were very much know what's going to happen about the Bangkok fair, and I think you have given a quite good detail about it. So we hope that a lot of visitors will come and a lot of exhibitors will come, and we will try to achieve our Prime Minister's goal of making a jewelry hub, Thailand as a jewelry hub. Thank you very much. Now I'll go to our next panelist, India, Mr. Sanjay Kothari. He is the director of Diatrends Jewelry Private Limited. He's been an ex-chairman many times of GJEPC. He's presently the chairman of Gems and Jewelry Skill Council of India, chairman of Gem Jewelry National Relief Foundation, doing a charitable work on behalf of the industry. Welcome, Sanjay Bhai. Can you raise hands so Sanjay Bhai?
Yes, it's my pleasure.
Sanjay Bhai, the first question after the post-COVID is, how is the Indian jewelry market locally and for export market now? What do you think post-COVID?
So first thing is that Atul Bhai, your voice is very low. People are complaining. You will have to put your mic nearer to you. Okay. Good afternoon, all of you. Good afternoon, my colleagues of the industry. I am honored to be a part of this prestigious panel, Indo-Thai seminar or webinar, and my compliments to Thai Association for taking a bold step of doing a show in September. And I believe that will be the first show, not even post-COVID, but in February, January also there were very few shows. So I'm sure that it will be a great success as far as the Gem and Jewelry Show is concerned. And majority of the people from India also would like to visit, and you expect more number of people And my compliments to Thai government also for taking a really good stand, and people are safe.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that because of this safety, people would like to visit the show of Thailand, which will be the first in this post-COVID or probably pre-COVID era also. Now, as far as the jewelry industry of India is concerned, the export has been to the tune of about 18 to 20 billion dollars, and it has been growing every year with a range of 15 to 20%. I'm talking about 2019 March or 2020 up to March. After March, when this COVID era started, it is declining to a great extent. And as far as the domestic market is concerned, it is also same. I don't know whether Atul bhai you are aware of or not, but the domestic market of Indian jewelry is about 18 to 20 billion dollars, and we are the highest importer of gold. There are about 300,000 showrooms in the country, and majority of them are doing gold and small type of diamond jewelries also. And any corner or nook or corner of the country you go, even the smallest villages have the showroom of jewelry. It is a big market, and people are thriving on particularly gold, and the industry has been really good as far as the domestic market is concerned. As far as exports are concerned, though we entered into late 90s when the India opened up to a great extent, and that also now we have captured very well the market also, mainly US. Our association with Thailand has been extremely good. You remember, I believe that when you were chairman and I was chairman, we had signed an MOU, and
Yes.
we had thought that it is two countries but one association.
Yes.
And at that time, you also came with a delegation. Every year, you come with a delegation to India. You had taken part in IIGW also, which was an effort which we made to promote the jewelry. So I think that a lot of things can be done together by India and Bangkok, Thailand together. Because we in the industry believe that it is not a competition, but we need to complement each other. For the whole world, every jewelry industry is one. And for us, whether it is Hong Kong, Bangkok, US, Italy, or Middle East, all jewelry, it is one pie, and we have to take share of it, and we have to promote collectively to see that the industry survives and thrives, and we have a growth of all these years in 2021. We have to forget this 2020, I believe. It will be a challenge in 2020, but hopefully after the last quarter of 2020, 2021 may be really good. But we will have to live in this new normal.
Yes, Sanjay bhai, I remember we signed an agreement, and we also planned that we would do together a joint show in a third country together, Thailand and India.
Yes,
I think now is the time that we should look into it.
Yes, sure.
Yeah. Sanjay bhai,
I'll put in a word to the new chairman who has just taken the chairmanship last few days back. And I will also put in a word that you need to join hands with Thailand, because they are the good partners as far as India is concerned.
Yeah, we should do
We
it
have been
together
cordial.
In some
And to me personally, if you ask me, during my tenure, we were extremely happy to deal with Thailand. And a lot of people visited Thailand show, and even Asian summits also, whichever you have handled.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so since you are the chairman of the Skill Council of India, can you please give us a brief about it and how Thailand can also benefit from it?
Skill Council of India is an initiative started in 2012. All the segments, there are 36 segments under which the skill councils have been formed, whether it is garment, aviation, tourism, retail. Gem and jewelry is one of the sector. And our mandate is to see that we upgrade the existing skill of the people and employ new people in the industry. That is what the mandate is. And we have been trying to do it since 2000, about 7-8 years have passed. And we have been able to do it to such an extent that the government also helping us, and a lot of people have been employed in the industry, and upgradation of the existing skill of the workers is also we are trying to. If you remember, before the mega show in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Now, since 25 years, the researchers of the country from different countries are going there to present their papers.
Sanjay, we cannot hear you. I think we have lost
the same.
Yeah, yes, Sanjay bhai.
Now probably they are closing down. And since last year we have taken the mantle and we have developed this Indian jewelry Indian jewelry excellence. It was reasonably successful for the first year. A lot of people came. We called all the experts from different parts of the world. I think Bangkok people should also be part of that. We can sign an MOU with Bangkok Thai Association. If you have any skill program, we can interact with each other, interchange with each other. You can send your experts to India. We can send our experts to Thailand. And there are a lot of avenues which can be worked out. And you being a president, I'm sure you will be able to find out a way and can do something for the benefit of both the countries. And one or two speakers in our symposium were from Bangkok also.
I think
I don't
we'll
really
take this
recollect the
matter.
name, but a lot of things can be done. And now, Atul bhai, for the knowledge of the listeners, I would say that new normal in this online trading, online expertise, we'll have to use technology to a great extent, not only in manufacturing, retailing, but everywhere. And whether COVID, post-COVID, but technology will be a prime focus area for us. Artificial intelligence, augmented reality, all these new subjects we will have to be adapted with, and we'll be able to do a good business by staying at home also. Hope it doesn't last long, but still there is a chance. And the way Amazon and Swiggy and all of them are supplying goods, the jewelry also will be supplied by sitting at home to the people in due course. At the moment, only.
Sorry, Sanjay, go ahead.
It also would be jewelry also would be sold online, and it is the order of the day. So rest assured, with you, Atul bhai, particularly, and with the Thai Association, we are committed. We as a GJSCI, Gem Jewelry Skill Council of India, would do together whatever you suggest, and we can find out a way wherein the manufacturers and the retailers of both the countries are benefited.
Okay, I think Sanjay, we'll take this matter with our association and we'll see how we can work with the Skill Association of India. Thank you, Sanjay. Thank you very much. Now the next panelist, I think Mehul Shah. He's a Vice President of Bharat Diamond Bourse, Treasurer General of World Federation of Diamond Bourse, world biggest and oldest trade federation with 30 diamond trade association in 20 countries. He's the chairman of SEEZ, Director of Diamond India Limited. He's a CMD of Star Billion Group, business of manufacturing exports of diamonds and jewelry in Mumbai and SIBS. Mehul bhai, since you are the Treasurer General of World Federation of Diamond Bourse, what are WFDB future plans? That's my first question. And second thing, is anything world biggest diamond body doing for the global diamond industry?
Yeah. Firstly, thank you very much, Atul bhai, Rajesh bhai from Heera Zhaveraat, and Miss Jittima. And I compliment for Thai Association and all of you for having such a wonderful seminar. So coming back to your question, WFDB is the biggest world trade body for diamonds in the world. It has got 30 bourses and the presence in 22 countries. Once in a year we meet, but this year maybe in November. Now, WFDB presently is working on how to recover from the present crisis. And we try to unite our members in between. Like every country has their own bourses where all people can sit and do the business. We promote them in the way of generic diamond promotion. And overall, wherever like to liaising with the international bodies and the governments and all that we do. Right now, WFDB has taken over Get Diamond. I think most of the people dealing in loose diamonds know about the Get Diamonds. Get Diamonds portal was originated in Israel, and thereafter it has taken over, and it will be good for all the members of WFDB. And of course, it is open to everyone, but WFDB members will have a bigger role to play in this. And it is more for also the consumer protection. as well as it will have a much more transparency. And thereafter, like arbitration is the biggest role what WFDB is doing. Like the two members of the different bourses, say one member is from Bangkok and second member is from India, and there is a dispute between the two parties or non-payment, you have to report to your own bourses, and both the bourses set up the arbitration and help him in resolve the dispute or the recovery of the money. And if somebody do not honors the WFDB decisions, then his membership is suspended from the bourses. And this circulation of the suspension is circulated to all over the world. So he is not fit to do business in any other countries also. So WFDB's biggest role is the arbitration, and it has become the bourses more effective.
That is a very big important question. There is a big fear of price correction coming in the diamond market after COVID. What is your take on it?
Can you repeat your question?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me clearly?
Yes. Can you repeat your question?
There is a fear of big price correction in the diamond market post-COVID. What is your idea on it?
Correction means going down or going up?
Of course, correction means going down.
See, right now I tell you, firstly, we just talk when the time is bad, we go into depression. It is not correct. Right now, the diamond export is down by 50%. And there is no import of rough diamonds. June month, there was no import. Marginal, maybe some outstanding on first or second, because the trade has decided not to import any rough diamonds, and possibly it may continue. There is no rough supply coming, very, very small minor quantity may be coming somewhere. Most of the factories are shut down. I don't think so the production at this minute is even 10% at the present situation. 50% goods are selling worldwide.
Okay.
So down the line, if you go a couple of months, there will be no polished diamonds left in the market. Now, how can you say the prices of the diamonds? Right now, there is depressed, rough has gone down, but there is no production, no new goods are coming. What is sold is only what is left in the pipeline. If you look at the inventory, on 20th of March, when India closed down, and today the inventory levels has gone down. So how one can say that there is a big fall in polished diamond prices? Maybe it may be a marginal plus minus, it will be, but the availability is going to be a big problem down the line 2 or 3 months.
So you think maybe crunch and people in need of some finance now?
Sorry, Atul bhai, you have to be a little louder.
Yeah, so maybe because of some liquidity crunch or somebody have some liquidity or some stock to clear, there might be some price going here and there, but on the longer run, next 2-3 months, since there is no production, we will see a stable diamond price market. Will be a stable diamond market.
Yeah, absolutely correct. So presently, as per the requirement of the money or some commitment, urgent commitment or something, there may be a couple of distressed sales, few, I don't deny that. But in the longer run, I don't see the substantial fall in the diamond prices. And another one thing, we should enter in the area where the prices is low, not enter the area where the prices are at the top. Now look at the gold prices in last few months or a couple of years. It has jumped almost like 100% in last few years. If you see, recently in the COVID time, it has gone up maybe 10 or 20%. Prior to that, again, it has shown the jump after 2016 or 17. So the way gold has gone up, diamond has not gone up. Of course, diamond is more luxury and less investment, but the certified diamonds do have some investment value. It has. And gold too have. But when something has shoot up like 100%, it is the time to invest in a place where the prices is yet to go up, not has gone up. So I will speak rather in a different way. This is the time one should buy diamonds. More like you see that where there is an asset value a certified diamond, reliable supply, you buy the natural diamond. These are the things one has to see the parameters, but of course, it is the time to enter, not to exit.
So I think, I hope even our price are determined by Repaport and Get Diamond, Get Diamonds have new come in. I hope that we try to change the system, and since there will be a scarcity of diamond, we'll see a price rise in the Repaport price list because there'll be less diamonds coming in. So we hope that everybody in our diamond industry sees that there is a bright future coming after 2 months, and there is a lot of hope coming up. So thank you, Mehul bhai. I just wanted to ask the last questions, but you have already answered a lot of things about it. How do you see diamond business post-COVID?
See, at the initial stage, it will be slow. See, don't forget the crisis is worldwide and everywhere. We are not the only one or the only product. Now, diamond is something one buys at the last. It is not a priority like food or basic things. It is something one buys at the last. But on the other side, you see, there is lot of buying capacity also, because in the countries like Europe and US, government has helped people. If they have lost job, government is paying them. There is money in the circulation, and people are not that they don't have money. On the other side, they don't have expenses. There is no expenses of petrol. There is no expenses of traveling. You can see what is the Thailand's biggest industry was tours and travels, tourism. There is no tourism. So people are saving the money in all the expenses. Restaurants, nowhere they are going. So they have some money. And I tell you, online sales are doing good. Right now, Sanjay Kothari was saying that you have to learn to stay with the time. So right now, online sales are doing good. Showrooms, of course, are closed. Don't expect that showroom will run at least for a couple of months. But online business is doing good. People are buying jewelry. So it is not that too much of depressing. Of course, the business will go down overall. So we are counting like this year, we will be down by 50%, but we need to live with it. And our expenses remain the same. So we have to look at the profitability and try to survive ourselves. World is not over. Maybe 2021 will be a good time.
So Mehul bhai, there is something to cheer for the diamond trade, that the price may not go down, price will be stable, and the Repaport price also may come back to after the March 20th. We hope see the new price is coming up, and we wish the Go Get Diamond with the this World Federation of Diamond coming out with a new price list. We wish you best of luck for that.
Yeah, one sec, Atul bhai, I want to add here that the price of diamond is purely a subjective. It is finally between the buyer and the seller. You said about the two portals right now. There are many more portals. Let everybody have their opinion on the portal and the pricing part, but it is the buyer and the seller who are the final person to decide on the price and then anybody else. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's Mehul bhai, I want to add something. It's very nice. There was no competition on the price list. Now we have a competition coming from other price lists.
Yeah. So let more people come.
So yes, that's a good thing for diamond people to cheer about. Thank you, Mehul bhai. Thank you for the input. Now I'll go to one of my panelists from Thailand. His name is Mr. Phuket Khunaprapakorn. He's a managing director of Gemburi Company Limited, Chantaburi, Thailand, director of ICA, International Colorstone Association, former president of Chantaburi Gems and Jewelry Traders Association, former vice president of Thai Gem and Jewelry Traders Association. Phuket, from diamond, I'm straight coming to colorstone, because diamond and colorstone play a very important role in our jewelry. So Phuket, the first question is, how do you see colorstone market pre-COVID and post-COVID?
Good evening, everybody. I'm Phuket from Chantaburi. Greeting from Chantaburi. For the pre-COVID, I think everybody knows. For the pre-case, we have a crisis. Normally, it's affect to some countries or some sector, like a financial crisis or some real estate crisis in some countries. But for the COVID, it affect everybody.
Your voice is
coming. Can you hear me?
Sorry, yes, Phuket, please.
Okay.
Yeah, Phuket, please go ahead.
ठीक है.
Yes. So I will make a comment on the.
ऊपर से नीचे. Okay, तो तुम.
Mehul bhai, can you? Mehul bhai, your voice is.
एक मिनट मैं तुमको करता है फोन.
Mehul bhai, we can hear your voice.
I am
hearing your voice, please. Okay, thank you, Mehul
Okay.
bhai.
I would like to give my opinion on the during COVID and post.
Phuket,
Like
I cannot
everybody
hear you.
knows.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Please
you
go
can hear
ahead.
me now.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Now.
So as everybody knows, gemstone is different from others products. Mostly the customer have to inspect the stone themselves. With the travel limitation, such activity is very difficult. We don't have any gem. I hear something. You.
Cannot hear you.
Yeah, but I okay. So
yeah.
So there is a limitation on traveling. You know, some country close the country. Some has to have the. Okay,
Sanjay bhai, your voice is coming. Please, can you mute your voice? Mute. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Yes, Phuket.
So from the travel limitation, it's difficult to make business because gemstone normally all customers have to inspect themselves. Very few can be online. So during the COVID, we have to come up with strategy, the new marketing strategy, which I do. First thing, I have to communicate with all of my customers what they need by now, what is the situation, what is the potential in the future. For example, I seen the good side this coming month because of the situation in many countries almost back to normal, or in some country they reopen, like even in China. But very important strategy during the COVID is prepare your company for the post-COVID. The most important thing I emphasize is our workers, which is very high skilled workers or cutter. We have to maintain those people and have to be ready for the post-COVID. Because now, you know, the rough stone is not coming in as well. I make the version on the old rough. New rough cannot come from Africa or come from the auction, nothing. Everything back to normal. And the production can be continue fast and can be recover the company fast. Yes. Mm-hmm.
So again, so we see just like diamond, the price of color stone may be going up after the post-COVID because of lack of rough stones.
Mm-hmm. I don't think so for the color stone, because the most important is not the market. One of the important issue is the supply of the rough.
Okay.
Mining in Africa stopped by now. No new rough come. Then in Tanzania, have the rough but cannot export. They cannot deliver rough to old rough. Maybe only repolish the old stone. So it's different story than diamond, I believe. For the post-COVID, I think there will be significant or strong demand in some kind of color stone, especially the nice quality. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want to ask you, how is the Thai government looking at Chantapuri gem market and its vibration again in the post-COVID-19? How do you think Thai government playing a role in Chantapuri market?
First of all, I gonna talk about Chantapuri later. Let's talk about the Thai government.
Yes.
Do you work? You work in the association. You work with the government, as you see. We work many things. I think Thai government is one of few countries that very welcome investor, really give the importance to the gemstone business to make the Thailand as a gem and jewelry hub. We work together a long time about the tax issue. Now we have zero duty. We have zero VAT on certain registration things. So I believe Thai government try to work closely with private sector, like even TGATA, Chantapuri, together with Thai Chamber of Commerce. Everybody come up with the same demand, and government try to help us. So for the post-COVID as well, during the COVID, government give us the soft loan with the low interest to keep running the factory. One thing, and also if factory cannot work, they compensate with the social security system for the salary of the workers. It's help. So after the COVID, like the DITP say, we're gonna have the first show after COVID, Bangkok Gems, and for January, GIT, Geological Institute of Thailand, working together with the local Thai January government to arrange second international gem show in January. And also GIT will come up with the project related to BWC, which is buy with confidence, give the confidence for the buyers for the certain company products. There are coming many activity after the COVID. Yes.
So we see a very positive approach by the Thai government for the jewelry, for the color stone in Chanthaburi. Phuket, I know your company is specializing in calibrated sizes in mid to high end. How do you see going forward for the Indian market, both local in the export of jewelry market? How do you see calibrated size playing a role?
You know, I think everybody knows more than 80% of small calibrated size ruby and sapphires manufactured in Thailand, especially in Chanthaburi. And luckily, by this time, you are in Thailand, right, Atul? Everybody in Thailand. How many Indian company in Thailand doing gemstone? Hundreds.
Yes.
Okay. After the market opened, we closed the Chanthaburi gems market for all 2 months. We opened 3 weeks. Mainly Indian come. They have the office in Chanthaburi. They buy all of our calibrated size stone. You know, you cannot imagine how easy Indian and Thai work together, how long and how easy compared to other countries' situation. If I want to sell stone to China, it's difficult by now. If you have customer in India, you need some stone, you come Chanthaburi, you get it and you ship it. Very easy, right? So I think there is a potential by this COVID that we can work together more and more, especially information about buyer and seller, and we can provide association can help to make each other knowing each other more, something like that. Very good potential. And also India is colorful country, so change to use more color stone.
Yes, I'm going to ask. I have a question for. Thank you, Phuket. I also like to share with you how we are welcome in Thailand. We came as a friends here, but you people took us as brothers. Thai people took us as brothers. So we know Thailand are very friendly. They welcome everybody and every buyers, every investors. Thank you, Phuket, for your input.
Thank you.
Now I would like to move my questions to a retailer, e-commerce. Mithun, I would like to come to you before I go to the jewelry manufacturer. So Mithun, Mr. Mithun Sacheti, he is named among the GQ's the 50th most influential young Indian. Mr. Mithun is the founder and MD of CaratLane, India's leading omni-channel jewelers. Apart from being a certified gemologist from GI California, Mr. Mithun is known as the man with the jewelry in his genes, hailing from a family of 5 generations of jewelers. Welcome, Mithun. Can you raise your hand, please, Mithun? Okay, Mithun, first question. Since CaratLane is the largest e-commerce jewelry company, how is the retail market in India pre-COVID and post-COVID?
Can you hear me well?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, okay. All right. Thank you so much for this opportunity, Atul Bhai and Salil uncle. All that you give to my 5 generations of family and everything, I've learned more than that in 1 generation from Salil uncle over here. So he's an institution in himself. So thank you really for letting me be here. I am assuming when you say retail, you mean the consumer side of the business.
Yes.
Not the channel as such, what you're referring to.
Yeah, both, if you can explain us.
So Omni really is the opposite of channel business. It's not, you normally look at it as multi-channel when you say online and retail. The purpose of Omni is to say that you break the business saying there's demand generation and then there is demand fulfillment. One set of customers will want to buy online. One set of customers prefer to go to a shop and buy. Another set of customers use Try at Home, which is the 3rd facility we have. And the 4th facility is CaratLane Live, which is people do video calling and then buy from us from that. So Omni really is, the job of Omni is that if there's demand, your job is to fulfill it. Channel is not the way that one goes about it at all. It's been a very interesting last few weeks. We've been operational in bulk of India really from the 15th of May is when it started out. Pre-COVID, India has been sluggish for the last 2 years. Gold has a very large impact on the way consumers buy jewelry, and gold functions with a lag. When gold price suddenly spurts up, you will see Indians will stop buying. There is a fear of, okay, is this permanent? Is this temporary? And there is that impact. And that has an impact on the sentiment of how every other aspect of gems and jewelry is consumed in India. And I'm speaking about the 80% of India that buys, and not the top 20% that many people might be dealing with as well. The 80% then kind of becomes sluggish, and then comes a point where say this is the new normal gold price, and then everybody starts to buy once again. And I think now everybody right now is starting to be in that phase where recovery is happening and people are starting to buy. And if I was to talk about cities which have now been open for 3 weeks and 4 weeks in India, those cities are at about 70-75% recovery, and the cities which are in first week are at 25% of recovery. So that's really the trend that we're seeing across the 92 locations that we have across India we do business in. Digital has really taken off. What we could not do with millions of dollars of investment in marketing has changed in consumer behavior in the last 3 months because they were sitting at home and glued to their mobile phone anyways. That change is reflective in the way consumption is happening right now in jewelry as well online. So I do feel that that's a big shift we are seeing across. Consumer confidence on, there is a segment, if you look at India and you look at India's GDP, services adds about 10% of GDP. Manufacturing and trading adds about 2% of GDP, and agriculture is about -2%. And in all, this makes about 6-7% of the GDP. The 10%, if the services people are your customers, you're doing very well. If the manufacturing and trading, which is your business, which generally happens with the mom and pop shops, like my parents' shops or many other stores across that, who deal with it, there is negative growth or even sluggish behavior as well. Because salary is not, for the services guys, salary is, for about 70% of them, the salary is still coming. There's no fear of losing that. People are sitting at home, not spending money. There's an opportunity to use this for different things at this point. The biggest fight that we have in services is to compete against other categories, not really compete within jewelers itself. In the family businesses, the fight is within jewelers, because by now most of them is split and have 2 brothers or 4 brothers or 6 brothers, and they are busy fighting with the same customers amongst themselves itself. So if you look at that segment of the market, very, very difficult market. It's going to get worse and going to get painful. If your customer segment is the one who's salaried and the salaried class is growing at 10% per annum, you're definitely going to see that your business is in good shape. It's not that these jewelers are doing any different. I don't think I do a better job from Jaipur Gems into CaratLane. I just think I have the right customer segment, and that's why that business is growing over there. And that's the delivery that's happening. There's a misunderstanding that the modern jeweler does something different or better. It really doesn't do anything better. In fact, the traditional jeweler does something better, but he doesn't focus on the right customer segment. And so that is the win that we have right now, that we got the right customer segment. And so we're moving ahead with that. And in post-COVID, definitely this is going to get exaggerated. The right customer segment will give you more business. The wrong customer segment, not wrong, but the sluggish customer segment is where the struggle is going to be. Now you look at the larger size investment grade business, that goes in the wrong customer segment. So I worry when I hear that expensive rubies are going to get more expensive in difficult times and diamonds are going to get more expensive in difficult times. Both to me are, very difficult statements, because it makes the business even more difficult to conduct.
Okay, Mithun, I see the Indian culture is so colorful and vibrant, but most of our gold jewelry is only diamond and white. Why can't we use color in our jewelry like our culture and make it the most affordable way to make our jewelry is using colors and by using color stone? What do you think about it? And you think your company is going to use more of color stone in the post-COVID to make it affordable?
I agree with you. Color is beautiful and color is very Indian. And color comes in multiple ways into jewelry. It comes through enamel, it comes through gemstones, it comes through color of gold, all these 3 things. And diamond is really the absence of color in that sense. But if you if you were to see the evolution of gold has been there forever in India. There is no need to promote gold. It's ingrained in generations. There was a lot of marketing effort that went into diamonds, and that's what really created the market for diamonds as well. Now, there is nobody to promote the same thing in color stones. If there was Gemfields which is trying to do it, they were very, very high end. They didn't focus on market creation. They focused on the top 1% or 2% of the market and were obsessed with that, with what they were trying to create. So unless and until there is a concentrated effort to make a market, it's almost impossible to believe that market will generate in itself. Me putting a product out there is one part of it. Me being able to market it is another part. But if 20 people market it together, it's a very, very different phenomenon altogether. What happened with Nakshatra and what happened with all the other brands at that point, I think there was a concentrated effort to create a market at that point. And I feel that similar effort needs to happen to build a large color stone market. The consumers are there. It's about the storytelling and the communication for it.
I think India as a colorful can accept a lot of color stone jewelry. I think Jitima, our Thai government have to look into it, how to market color stone into India. You are hearing from one of the biggest e-commerce retailer in India. He wants that we need to help him out to market color stone in India. So I think that's one of the take we should take.
Atul bhai, not only in India but the world over, ICA should take a lead.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Mithun is right that color stone promotion is not being done by anybody.
Phuket, we need to work with our association to see that how we market color stone into India. Okay, Mithun, I've asked you about color stone. Now there's a very important question which I want to ask you. Well, all my diamond traders are looking at it. How is the role of COVID? How is the role of CV in the jewelry market?
It's
from you.
Yeah, I think it's like most things in life. It starts with an exaggeration, which is inefficiency. And then it becomes a reality after some point. I do see a role for CVD in the market, but not today. I just think it's going to take a significant longer period of time. Let's take India, for example. What is the size of the diamond business in India in terms of consumers? 9% of Indians have ever bought a piece of diamond jewelry. 91% of Indians have never bought a diamond jewelry.
Big market.
62% of Indians wear gold jewelry on a daily basis. So the opportunity is so huge that diamond can never fulfill it. It will have to get fulfilled by synthetics and everything else also in that regard, because the affordability will come from that, especially now if we hear the diamond prices will keep going up. How do you make it affordable? When the per capita income of a person cannot match the rise in commodity itself. Same problem that we face with gold, we're going to face with diamond as well also on that. So in that regard, it's there. But if you look at today, the amount of noise that you hear in Bombay or in BKC about it, it is definitely deafening about synthetics. But if one was to do Google search and just see, which to me is a barometer of how many people really are looking for synthetics, it is less than 1% of natural diamonds. So it's one thing to make a market, but it's another thing to fear a market. I feel the fear is unfounded and it is grossly exaggerated. If synthetics was to really take off, the diamond industry has more to gain from it, because it will mean that it's market making to a much larger audience and the cutting industry will flourish tremendously. The miners have to worry about it, but definitely not the cutting industry or the jewelers have it. Because at the end of the day, I'm a jeweler. It doesn't matter if tomorrow synthetics come or ruby come. My job is to use every one of these things and make beautiful jewelry out of that. So it's just one more raw material in the line of things that we are going to do. So the fear psychosis around it, I think, is highly exaggerated. If you look at America right now, the top 5 guys put together don't pull together. They're not even close to $1 billion in synthetics in a $70 billion market. So even if they are doing that sort of numbers today on a falling price every single day, the price of synthetics falls every 2 weeks almost. And every day, more and more guys are entering this market. What has happened to diamonds from 80s to 2000 is soon going to happen to synthetics in pricing for sure. I think it's going to create access. That's the way to look at it. That one product is sold on the principle of scarcity. The other one should be sold on the principle of access. If we can use synthetics to create access, I think it's a market to be made. If we can use it as a simulant, which is a replacement for a diamond, I think it will be a struggle. Nobody will make money in the long run.
So I think looking at your, numbers, is 9% of the only Indians buying diamonds. So we have a big room for diamond jewelry there. And of course, in that room, some affordability of the jewelry with the CVD can play role. But CVD is quite far now compared to the real diamond business in the world today, like $1 billion in America and $70 billion. So I think we are far. We are nothing to worry right now. And the diamond people have to just focus on their own business, how to grow that business now.
Any new thing can't be a worry.
Okay.
It's an opportunity.
Okay. Nice point. Mithun, I just would like to ask you, what suggestion would you give
Atul?
to startup? Sorry. Yeah, can you hear me? Mithun, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. What suggestion would you give to startup in the e-commerce jewelry industry?
I think there has never been a better time. The fact that consumer, if you look at, and I'll speak more from now, at this point, I'll talk about the global part.
Yes.
Average consumption of digital content has gone up by about 40% in the last 4 months. When average consumption goes up this much, the number of ads served or number of desire creation, whichever you look at it, has gone up by that same number. Which means that there is not a better time to be in digital world anywhere as compared to right now. You've seen the stock of Zoom. We are all using Zoom right now. Most people I talked to in December didn't even know what Zoom was. In December, we were more busy with Zoom rather than Zoom at that point. But it's very, very fascinating to see that much amount of natural behavior has gone into digital consumption. We would be missing out a big trick if we were not doing that. But many more models will come up. Consumption has to come not just by buying and selling. It has to come in many more ways across in digital.
Thank you, Mithun. Now I would like to go to the other part of the world. I'll go to Miss Ali Pastorini. She is a co-owner of Del Lima Jewelry brand, president of International Jewelers Association, Mubri, an association which brings women and men working in gold, diamond, and silver trading sector, considered as one of the most influential female figure in the sector worldwide. During the quarantine, she launched the platform on Instagram, Business Talks, where she debated with leaders of diamond and jewelry industry about the current situation. Welcome, Ms. Ali, welcome. Okay, Ali, I will just like to go with you. How is the Latin America market? After going to India, I want to see how is the Latin America market.
Well, thank you, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. Good morning from Brazil to everybody. Good afternoon, good evening. Well, Latin America market it's on hold right now. Before the COVID-19, Mexico and Brazil, for instance, they were doing well. They were recovering for the last few years, the challenges. But unfortunately, everything put on hold. It's the current situation. So what we are trying to do here in Latin America, not only Mexico, not only Brazil, but every country in Latin America, is do collaboration between the countries to reduce the costs, because I think the time now is to reduce some costs. We have to face the reality. We cannot pretend that there are no challenges the next months and even few years. So what we are trying to do is live this reality and find quick solutions and viable solutions together. As one of my colleagues say here very well, it's time to unite it. We work together. So what Latin America is trying to do is that. And not only that, we are trying to do collaboration with other countries. Then maybe in the past, we did not try that hard as we should, in my opinion. I always think that we should try more. We should get united more. The world's too big and everybody can offer something in Asia and in Europe, in Latin America. So now we have to, now we don't have the option, we have to look for alliances. So I think now that Latin America finally is learning with all this sad situation, but for other side, the positive things, then we are finally learning and finally trying to work together.
Okay, how do you think the virtual reality going to play a role in our industry going forward?
Well, I think before COVID-19, we already work in the virtual trade, the virtual commerce. already is doing important work on this. But in my personal opinion now, I think what would happen in 15 years now will become faster, will become a reality. That doesn't mean then the jewelry shows, the stores, the shops won't exist anymore. They will exist, but they will have to adapt the way how they get attractive to the customers, how they will do business. Because so you have to put in your business the virtual possibility. I mean, the brand, the company, the organization, then still doesn't have a virtual platform to speak and communicate with your public. It's like doesn't exist in this planet anymore. So we have to understand, we have to adapt, and we have to learn with the young generations too, because sometimes we keep in our bubbles and think then what worked before still will work, and no, things change. And the virtual reality will become a new reality. We like that or not. So what the brands, what the companies should do, if those then still don't do, is we have to understand that we have to trade virtually too. We have to add the physical with the virtual, but we cannot more isolate ourselves only the physical. That don't have space anymore for that. Let's put today, for instance, this great webinar here that we are doing. We could not do, maybe in the past, we do not think about do that. We have to wait the big opportunity to all of us, our agenda be together in the same space. Now we can do that. So we have to take advantage of that, the brands, the companies, and work for it. So I think then it's a great opportunity. I think then finally, as I said before, we are learning, we are putting our companies, we are more close to our customers because we can talk every single day with our customers through social medias. We can do webinar. For instance, you mentioned the Mubri organization, who I'm head of. We do seminars almost every single day to all our members. Then before we never did such thing. We did local thing, but now we are doing international things. So all members are interacting together. All members are learning with other countries, with professionals from other countries. They are developing their brands, developing their companies. So I think the virtual is playing a big point in this moment, and will become this reality in the future, we like or not. So instead of we complain, we should adapt ourselves, take advantage of that.
So that's going to be one part of the new normal in going forward.
It would be before the COVID-19, but I think it would be in 10, 15 years. Now it will be coming right now. We cannot believe then it's going to be like before.
You created the Business Talk platform on Instagram, bringing leaders and key people from the diamond and jewelry industry to debate with you about present and future. Would you like to share some important information on this platform for the rest of our members who are not on the Instagram with you?
Sure. It's a pleasure. Thanks for asking, because for my surprise, Business Talk, we started in less than 3 months and became a hit in the Instagram. So many people in the industry are joining and watching, because we see that we see the perspective of everybody and the leaders from every country. For instance, Ahmed bin Sulayem, Yoren Divash. 2 days ago, we have a very interesting conversation about diamond pricing with Mayar Borhanju, and everybody enjoy, because we are bringing to everybody the perspective, the view of everybody, and it doesn't matter if you agree or if you disagree. It's important we understand, and we are looking for strategies as industry. We are looking for a strategy. We are trying to correct our mistakes. We are trying to keep doing what we are doing good. So we are trying to connect. And what I felt from the guests that I have from America, from Dubai, from Hong Kong, is then everybody doesn't know when things will become normal. Nobody can predict, and nobody can give you a date. but people are find how we could, how we could recover, what we could do. Again, the collaboration between organizations, between even jewelry shows. So what I like it to see then everybody understand there will be a challenge will be challenge times. Nobody fantasy then things will become normal so fast. But for other side, people understand that there are solutions, but we must look for, we cannot sit in and wait for a miracle. And that was the interesting thing, because everybody's looking for the strategy. Nobody have the 100%, oh, this model will work 100%, I can guarantee. Nobody say that. But people look for possibilities and exchange ideas. I never saw, then I participate at least, never saw a space, an environment, then everybody really want to exchange idea for looking for solutions. So that was the good thing about the business talk. And I'm glad then I can offer to the public, then watch me and watch my guests, this, because we can really look for solutions. So our industry see that we are trying to do something. We are not waiting for a miracle, as I say. So I think that these moments, for more it's tough moments, also there are positive things that we should look for, and we should, as I say, take advantage and learn a lot.
Thank you, Ms. Ali. I mean, you know, it's a good
pleasure.
thing that we could hear something from that part of the world. Thank you very much. Now I'll again come back to my country, Thailand. I'll go with Mr. Chanat Sorakraikitikul, Executive Director of Pranda Group, Thailand. He's responsible for strategic planning and development and Board of Directors of Pranda India. Welcome, Kun Chanat. I will call you as your nickname, Kun Art.
Hi, hello, Mr. Atul.
You are one of the leading gold and silver jewelry manufacturer of Thailand. How do you see Thailand manufacturing base for export market, both gold and silver?
Well, I think the country advantage for our jewelry industry has already been explained a lot by Kun Jittima from the DITP. So let me just try to elaborate more on specifically what makes Pranda competitive or unique. I think, you know, and what we do change with time, but I think one thing for sure is that we stand for mass craftsmanship. What we make is something that is highly skilled, handmade, consistent in quality, and that we can make in a good amount of quantities that we make. You know, so it's taking mass production with handcraft, hand skill, and that's what we stand for at Pranda. So, you know, in the past, I think since the last gold price crisis, which let's say dated back 7 or 8 years ago, and which is now we are facing again, we are again all-time high in terms of gold prices in the past recent months. I think with that shift from the last time of gold price peaking has been relating to consumers shifting their demand towards something that's more affordable because their income does not change. But that's when we saw the shift toward more silver jewelry, which is what we now at Pranda produce as majority of our production line. So in my opinion, what makes us stand out and what makes Thailand #1 silver jewelry exporter to the world is really the handcraft skills and the ability to create beautiful design, like Kun Jitima was saying. And more specifically with Pranda, the reason why a lot of well-known brands or designer all over the world would come to Pranda is because our ability to interpret their design and creativity into a product that is able to be commercialized in quantities at reasonable price that consumer can afford. So I think, you know, in short, that's what we do.
Since you supply to more than 8,000 retailers your product in India, how do you see the situation post-COVID in India?
Okay, so you know what I was just talking about was really one of our key product, which is silver jewelry, which we have seen recent shift toward that. Now in India, our business is a little bit different. So in India, we mainly distribute our Prima Art product, which is really much is a gold sheet fretwork product, which is pretty much a gifting. In India, the culture of gifting is huge. You have the wedding, you have the so on and so forth. So The reason why we have 8,000 retailers is because we have been quite successful in placing our Prima Art product, which when we started more than 10 years ago, was pretty much the first brand that entered the market of this segment. So obviously, everything come to abrupt stop since the COVID measurement by Indian government for a full lockdown. Obviously, we see no activities in our wholesale operation in India during April and May. And now in June, even that some part of the country has been restarted, but still our office in Mumbai is only operating at maybe 10% maximum, like Mr. Mehul Shah was talking about, because of lack of public transportation access and so on and so forth. So I think is everybody guess how it's going to recover. But I think many panelists here have already talked that, like especially Mr. Sanjay Kothari has already mentioned that maybe we should look at 2020 as a write-off. It's going to take a while for recovery of the retailers on the consumer to come back and resume a business. And if I may share, I mean, I think recovering in terms of retail market will be quite similar in many countries in the world. Like Mr. Mithun was talking about, that certain cities in India has already been reopened since, like some city was reopened since middle of May, like Mr. Mithun was talking about, and some city just recently reopened. Similarly in Bangkok, which is, we also have retail operation here, which has now been reopened from the lockdown since nearly 1 month ago. We can see similar progress, with what Mr. Mithun is saying. So today, when the first week that the retail market can start to reopen again, our market recover maybe 50%. But this past week, where now we have been reopened for 1 month, I think our retail market recover 80% already. We are only 20% down from year-over-year same period. So, you know, hopefully we will see that kind of recovery step by step. Perhaps we have some big spike in the beginning with what I call revenge buying, because they've been like unable to do for the past 3-4 months. But further along, I think there will also be changes in consumer behavior. Like I mentioned earlier, the point about shifting from gold jewelry to silver jewelry because the gold price is now so high. And with this access now of the consumer to all, I'm sorry, Miss Rina, okay, thank you. And now with the ability for all consumer all over the world, especially Indian, gluing to their smartphone, like we were just talking about, perhaps now would be the time that consumer would start to shift their consumer behavior or preference toward more silver jewelry. That is my opinion.
So I think listening you and listening Mithun, I think the Indian market will recover faster, and because of the people may come, look into the jewelry market faster. Thank you, Kunat. Now I'll go to Ms. Salil. Ms. Salil Shah is based in Bangkok since 1983, MD of Diamrusa Limited. The company manufactures medium to high-end jewelry and precious stones and diamonds. He's a past vice president and committee member of ITDCA and past committee member of TGJTA. Salil bhai, I will not going to ask you how is going to be the business. I just want to ask you a very important question. How do you see the market of important color stones going forward? Since you are in high-end jewelry. I cannot hear you, Salil bhai. We cannot hear you. No, we cannot hear you. Your mic is off, Salil bhai. You have to unmute yourself. Kunrina, you have to unmute Salil bhai. Yeah, yes, okay. Salil bhai, now you can speak.
Yeah, hello everyone. First of all, thanks to Mithun for your kind words. I think we all to Thailand as a country and also our business community here. And I think a lot to my Thai colleagues in the office. Whatever we have learned or whatever we have created, I think we owe to them. And I think today you are our role model. I think we have to start learning from you for sure. You know, so you have picked up very well. So we are proud of you. As far as color stones are concerned, important color stones are concerned, I think the market for last couple of years for ruby, sapphire, emerald, even spinel or important precious stones like paraiba have improved very well. I think there is a general acceptance in the market for most important color stones. The value-wise, they have gone up compared to the diamonds. I think diamonds has corrected in last couple of years quite heavily, except for the pink or the fancy colors. So color stones, if particularly as there is a scarcity of the goods, particularly in like Burma goods or in Kashmir goods or in Colombian emeralds, and if they are well cut and if they are not treated or not heated, what we call or not oiled, there is a lot of scarcity of those kind of goods, and people have started to accept this as an investment. Contrary to diamonds, where if you want certain, let's say 10 karat deflawless diamonds, you ask where you can find 10 or 20 in a couple of days. Contrary to that, in ruby or sapphire, if you ask for some important color stone, it takes a while to get at a correct price. Of course, diamond is much more standardized, and you have a wider audience for that also. But color stone, we have seen more and more inquiry in last couple of years, where people are able to spend a lot of price, ranging from couple of $100,000 to couple of $1 million as well. And basically, there is a lot of certification also available. We are able to certify the same goods with 2-3 different good labs. So that trust factor also has increased dramatically. And as people have seen themselves in last couple of years, the value of goods has gone up in the price. I think that confidence is going to, grow even more and more going forward.
Salil bhai, since a lot of shows are not going to happen this year, what strategy as a company should, any company should adopt to market their products and find new markets?
Shows, has been slowing down last couple of years for various reasons. First of all, there will be not so many number of the shows. Shows will happen, but I guess typically this year, like many other things, the COVID has given a final blow to the shows, and people are having difficulty canceling, delaying, or withdrawing from a couple of shows. People have realized as long as the shows are sponsored by the government bodies or by the trade associations, you have better discussions, you can deal with them, or better they will accommodate you better as well. So we have like Thai Gems and Jewelry, and the DITP supporting the Bangkok Gems and Jewelry show. We have Council in India doing the Indian show as well. You have Hong Kong TDC doing the Hong Kong show. And of course, then you have professional companies in Hong Kong and others who are doing very well the shows. So I think that time will be, there's a time that people will go more for the shows which are promoted by the trade bodies, as you don't know when that situation is going to arise where you might have to delay or withdraw from the show also. So you need some accommodation there, and you need support over there as well. Going forward, I think another thing, what is going to happen, like everybody has said, that everybody is going to move to digital platform. You already have e-commerce retailers like, let's say, CaratLane, or you have auction houses like Sotheby's, Christie's, as well as you have, the diamond manufacturers who are dealing in certified goods. They are already doing their online activities very well, even in today COVID times. All are functioning, and that is, it represents retail sector as well as wholesale sector. So I think the time has come where the rest of the industry will have to do also much more online promotion, online activity with their clients also, and that's the only way that you will be able to keep in touch with your clients even more regularly than before, only for the shows. Today you see retailers in the Far East are already using Instagram, they are using Line, they are using WeChat to promote their products. They are doing even payments through WeChat and Line otherwise also. So this is already becoming a common factor whereby they don't want to buy also. Sometimes they get the goods, the photographs, the details from their suppliers, and they are able to put it online to promote with their individual, the clients, what they have. So I guess depending on which part of the trade you are, you will have to be online, you have to be very well organized to promote your products. And at the same time, I think you will have to select your clients and do more collaborations with them. You will have to put your goods online with them as well, and give goods on consignment also going forward.
Salil bhai, like I asked Mithun about how to going forward about the retail market, I want to ask you, how do the jewelry manufacturers should go forward post-COVID? What's your idea as a big jewelry manufacturer? What is your idea to?
If you see the segment, the mass scale will definitely start to improve first because of the sheer price point and the number volume. You can say like American market or other ones, they do big number of volumes. You will see silver jewelry also become very fast. As far as medium jewelry is concerned, the price point item of couple of $1,000 will start to move over a period of time. Though at the moment we don't know the retailers when they will be really fully operational. You have second wave already in a couple of countries coming up. So countries like America and everything where the major export market is going to take some time to stabilize. Medium, when you saw higher medium items, particularly $20,000, $30,000 up to a couple of $100,000 already was a problem. Marketing before pre-COVID already. Then you come to the very high range items. Of course, there was always a demand and there is always on call. And that has done well. And even in present times, we some see inquiries doing for that. But at the present in the medium range, what we are able to work is the people who have online presence, maybe the auction houses or maybe some of the brands or people who have very good online presence. Otherwise, it's going to take a while, 12 to 18 months to, I think, to start fully.
Since we have Jittima from the Commerce Ministry of Thailand, and we have panelists from both from India and Thailand, I want to ask a question to Sanjay Bhai, Salil Bhai, Mehul Bhai, and Art. And Jittima, how do these two countries work together and try to break the barriers between two countries to grow the business with these two countries, and our aim to achieve a common show outside in the third country? What steps should we take from India's side and from Thailand's side? Jittima is here to listen to us. And how can we grow, grow the business together? I just need a brief idea, maybe some fast answers for these things, what we need to do and what we are working from so many years. Sanjay Bhai, can I go with you, please?
Yeah, we have been working with the Ministry of Commerce and the Finance to reduce the import duty on color stones. So if the import of color stone duty is decreased, then we have a better chance of doing it. But as it is from ships, you can import and export. That is one part of it. Unfortunately, what happened is that we had signed a free trade agreement with Thailand and it was working well. But some people misused it, and because of that, we all suffered and the whole thing was closed. So that can be one of the other areas where we can think of that FTA between Thailand and India as far as jewelry is concerned. That can be one other option probably. And yes, we had thought of it when I was chairman and you were president of Thai Association, that we should do a combined show of India and Thailand in some part of the world, maybe Middle East or Hong Kong or anywhere, any part of the world. And you can revive that again. I will speak to the present new chairman of the council. He is also dynamic and young, and probably you can take it forward with him.
Sanjay Bhai, I mean, I understand the FTA is close, but Thailand always have looked India as a big brother. And the amount of export we used to do to India, if the jewelry used to go to India, was very little. I think, don't you think?
Yeah, but some people misused it. That's why it was an issue. And government of India, you know that if they find one loophole, then people take advantage and they close everything. That is what the issue is with the government is. But if the duty is reduced, probably the color stone exports from Thailand to India would be an easy affair and people would be able to put them into manufacturing. And one more thing where we can join is that you have the expertise in color stone, like this Pranda and all of them have spoken about. Then why don't you join collaboration with Jaipur Association and Jaipur workers or the businessmen? Then have a joint collaboration and we can take it forward. Unfortunately, you and Jaipur both are thinking that you are competitors. That should not be the case. That is what I believe.
Yeah, I mean, all the countries need to join together as an
industry. Yeah, we have to increase the demand of the jewelry, whether I sell or you sell. Ultimately, if the jewelry sales are increased, everybody will. And one correction to what Mithun said, that diamond tears are not, there is no hue and cry about the man-made diamonds. The hue and cry was about the mixing of man-made diamonds. That's why there was an issue in the case. Otherwise, we are also aware that it is a third product or one more product and it will have its own market share. There is no issue on this. Sorry, Mithun, but just I'm correcting a little bit.
I think it's
no problem. We meet different people.
So I think it was a new thing. So, I mean, we have to get used to it. But I think we need to work with the Indian counterparts, with the Ministry of Commerce from Thailand and India, and see that how we can grow the business between two countries, because we can go hand in hand together. India is a diamond manufacturing country. Thailand is a jewelry manufacturing country. We import diamonds from India. India can import some part of jewelry. So we need to reorganize ourselves and work on it. Salil bhai, what do you say about it?
I think both countries have a complementary products. India, is a 95% of the world diamond producer, so it's a natural supplier for most of the diamond range that we need, and which is a major raw material in the jewelry. As well as India has a color stones like emeralds, they primarily cut and polish in Jaipur. Also, a lot of low end of the semi-precious stones and ruby and sapphire. Whereas the Thailand is very good in cutting of the ruby, sapphire in the better to medium end, and also in production of a better end of the jewelry, silver jewelry as well. So I think both countries should collaborate to and export to each other the raw material as well as the finished product as per their speciality. I think there is no competition. India, of course, is a very huge local market with such a large population. And I think when it comes to better product, there will be never a skill level which will be enough for the market because the size of country is big. Same way, Thailand with its 40 million tourists and also being a springboard to the Asian markets is a very good base. And like Jitima said, it will be a trading base, the government's priority. As it is, many Indians are here, so it can be used as a distribution base also. So I think both countries complement each other very well.
Yeah, I think Jittima, I mean, you are listening to the panelists from both the countries, and I think as a Ministry of Commerce, we should look into it and we should have a something that how we can work together. Okay, Mithun,
I'm going to add one more thing for Salil Uncle's point as well. We are so fed up of trying to export, retail export from India, that seriously looking at moving our base to Thailand for it.
Oh. Okay, Mithun, there's a question for you.
In my my opinion, this opinion of Sancheti should go to the chairman of the council so that he can take it forward to the ministry. That if people like him are thinking of putting a base in Thailand, it is a big setback for India.
Nice, well noted.
Thailand has taken out the jewelry on import for the jewelry also, and most of us we operate on the zero VAT. So there are no complications. We have gone through our essence, but there is much more smoother pace of manufacturing today, export, import, everything basically. And as a trading base, I think everything is set today for Thailand.
Mehul bhai, you are the president of vice president of BDB. What do you say about it?
So a couple of things I want to say. So rightly you said, also I am in SEEBS. So firstly, I will reply to Mr. Sancheti. You are fed up of working in the DTA area. Yes, but I tell you, you start your factory in special economic zone, SEEBS or somewhere else. There is also in Surat, Jaipur, as well as in Bombay and also Chennai or Calcutta. Everywhere there is a special economic zone where the ease of doing business is much better. No hassles in the customs. It is not examined. They trust you when you make a parcel. Just it goes like this without hassles of the customs. So I know your problems, but it is very professionally managed. And even if you are staying in Thailand and running a factory in SEEBS, it is much safer because it is custom bonded complete area, and your cost of production also goes down. Think about it. So coming to SEEBS, then this opinion will change about the country.
No, but I'm not a manufacturer. I'm in the front. My job is to build brands. And I'm being pushed into manufacturing for no reason.
So I am not a branding expert, but there are a lot of good brands in India. So maybe that's a separate area rather than this. And one thing Mr. Chanat Sorakraikitikul said that we have been allowed to work with 10% capacity, correct? So today there is a circular, just for your information, Mr. Chanat. There is a circular which has come just now from the government that 10% is now 25%. So go ahead and work more with the people. And yeah. So this is just for the information. It has just now came. So
before 2 minutes it has come.
Yeah. So just now it has come. So it is 25%. And in the beginning, Ms. Jittima said that when she was in India, she saw that it is like half of the country is like us. Yes, I will say that we are two countries, but we have a common culture and we are almost like one. And there are lot of opportunities which can be explored together. I compliment Sanjay bhai and Atul bhai who did it a long time back, but somehow with the time it did not proceed. But FTA was a good thought, but somebody misused it. And those who did the genuine business are still fighting the litigation as on today.
Yes.
Right now also, the litigation is, even I am fighting the case, and wrongly we are being charged in this case. So nobody wants to do the business. But the better thing, right, Sanjay bhai said, it is high time that we should do the joint ventures. Thailand is very good in manufacturing, designing, production part, and India is more a diamond or color stone provider. We are the diamond manufacturer. Our prime business is diamond manufacturing, not the jewelry. And you need the diamonds. So we should have some kind of tie-up. I have seen the jewelry from Thailand, which is unbeatable. If you want the finest workmanship in the world, it is one of the countries. Thailand, of course, Italy is there, but cost of production and workmanship, if you see the all together, I will rate Thailand as the best. And you should set up the factory in or do some kind of joint venture or some designing partnership or what, or specialty partnership, which can explore your design and jewelry in India, but it is made in India but designed in Thailand. These are the things which can be explored, and there is plenty of things, and we are like 2-hour 3-hour flight from India to Thailand. So a lot of opportunities there can be explored, and let us work together. And one more thing, that to your members and our members, we can explore that anybody is interested in doing some kind of joint venture, trade body will help them. And now suppose there is some kind of partnership between the two members of Thailand bourses and Indian bourses. We can be somewhere, like if there is any problem or dispute, the trade bodies can enter and see to it that nobody does anything wrong or cheats anybody, and eventually it's a success for win-win situation for both of us.
Mehul, can I suggest one thing? In your coordination committee with council chairman, if you can take up that Gem Bourse of Thailand and Gem Bourse of Jaipur should unite together and do something.
Yeah, and that also
will be a better idea.
And the ex-chairman will also very instrumental in this, because he is from Jaipur.
Take it up with now this new coordination committee has come up.
Jitima, I, as a president of ITDCA, should thank you and DITP that on this platform we could took a lot of things of collaboration between two countries. Thank you very much for that. Would you like to add something?
No, I thanks Mr. Salil to elaborate, very much, for the government side. I would like to thanks, and I would like to very happy to see the public and the private sector work together. This is a very, it can be a good example, because Thailand and India, in gems and jewelry industry, it's really complements each other. And I would like to mention one thing, that the FTA between India and Thailand has been there for a long time, and we make use of this and we benefit. And definitely there's something that make this not really easy for implementing in certain products. But as a government, I would say we have to play a role to assist, to support, and to facilitate the business to do between the two countries. And I would see, even this COVID time, we have a little bit struggling on trade. But once everything back to normal, I think definitely we'll pick up quickly, and gradually we will be back as we ever before. And I would like to see more participation from India Gems and Jewelry in Bangkok Gems. If anyone who interested, I would like to give more information about that. Any exporter, any exhibitor who would like to participate in Bangkok Gems, we have benefit for on the duty, a custom clearance, and we are not bringing in the gems and jewelry to Bangkok Gem is duty 0%. So DITP will facilitate that. And if you need to know more on the particular products or details of that, just make sure that you contact to the Thai Trade Center, in Mumbai, in Delhi, or in Chennai for more detail.
I think Jitima is in India. Sanjay bhai, Mehul bhai, you both are in India, and we are coming back to India after the lockdown. I think we should sit down together and see how we can revive the trade between two countries. That's one of the priority we can do on it. Mithun, Mithun, there's one question for you. Did you notice any significant change in consumer behavior after COVID-19?
COVID-19 is still on. So I think the behavior right now is during COVID-19. The after part we'll see later, but during COVID, definitely we are seeing that, browsing and anything, consumption of digital medium has significantly increased, and models which can be built around that, or marketing advertising which can be built around that, will really make a big difference. Big trend shift that we have seen is that cost of advertising has gone down by 70% during this phase right now across India. And that is a big change across. Whereas conversion has not gone down, which means that actually it's the most profitable time to do digital business.
Okay, so I think before I hand over to Reena to say a vote of thanks, I think we had a good panelist, we had a good talk. We had a lot of knowledge coming from retailers like Mithun. We had a lot of discussions coming from the Colorstone from Phuket, how we can do it. And two trade associations already thought that how we can revive the business between two countries. Jitima, you gave a lot of information about the Bangkok fair. So I think it's a very good thing that we all were here and we talked. Reena, I can hand over to you, please, so you can have a vote of thanks to everybody.
Atul bhai, if you have a couple of minutes, there are plenty of questions I see on the portal.
Yes,
maybe you can take a couple of questions. So maybe the listeners wants to hear. You can take a couple of common questions.
Reena, we have time for it, right?
Yes, you can ask.
Yes, Mehul bhai, there is a question for you. Can you please share your feedback on Market Diamonds on the new portal launched recently to give competition to RapNet and Get Diamonds?
So, really to say, I wanted to speak on this. Firstly, it is not anything to do with the competition.
Okay.
India being the biggest manufacturing center, I think 14 out of 15 diamonds in the world come from India. And if you see value-wise, we have, I think, maybe 70 or 75% global stake in the diamonds. This country should be promoting some kind of price portal, which is based on the total algorithm and the software base and professionally and independently managed. This exercise was already done somewhere in 2015 or 16, and I was the person among the few people whose initiative was this. Somehow it not went forward because everybody was busy, but bad thing also had some good side. During the COVID time, we get enough time to work on this exercise, and Market.Diamond is ready to launch. And already we have put up on the trial basis, and it is initiated from India, but it is not India. We are going to cover the whole world, and everybody is welcome to join Market.com, and it is eventually going to be a universal platform. And let everybody come out with their thing, and whoever it is up to the buyer and seller which price list they want to follow. But India should have, and it is more powered by GJEPC and Bharat Diamond Bourse together. And but it is, again, I will say, it will work totally independent with the professionals. No traders will be the part of this board. Only the trade bodies will be helping them financially and supervision.
Yeah, but that was one of the concern. Should the stakeholder come out with it, or should an independent body? But I think you have answered that independent body is going to do, not the stakeholder.
Because we see that there is nothing like price fixing or anything wrong. And those who are already seen the price, this Market.com, they say that yes, it is very well made and very well managed. Everything is much better than others. So let everybody do their, and I don't see competition in this. Everybody has their role to play. You and me doing the same business, we are doing the same business, but we can't say that we are competing each other. It's fine. You do your business, we do our business. Fine.
Jitima, there is one question for you. That Bangkok shows jewelry is taking place and bringing to bring the jewelry is free without duty and custom duty. Can you clarify that any jewelers can also participate? Any jewelers from India also can participate with free duty and free custom duty, and this, can they also participate?
Yes, the exhibitor from any countries can participate, and we have a duty-free scheme for anyone who bring the jewelry, gems and gemstone and jewelry to the show, to exhibit in the show. So do you have contact DITP and to get the letter for the custom clearance when you bring the product in, or you do the freight forward to bring the product in. So this is very important, and that you have to get the letter and to show to the custom clearance, and be eligible for a custom exemption. So anyone can participate.
Okay, there's also a question for you. What about the international exhibitors? Will they allowed to come from all over the world? International buyers, I mean, whoever wants to come to
the visitor you're talking
yes.
about. Yes. We've been promoting the show. We invite many visitors, as many as possible, because we want to bring everyone to the show. And this every year, you know, all the Thai trade center around the world, we have 58 offices inviting all the gems and jeweler, also the importer to the show every year. Also, this September show, we have already start, sending out the invitation.
Okay, Khun Phuket, yeah, there's a question for you. There is a question from somebody from Delhi. They said Delhi is a big market for color stone. What Thailand should do to connect Thailand with Delhi, Krantapuri with Delhi?
So I think Chandri has many friends in India, many associations. I cannot name it. There are so many. I think the best way is like we have to communicate among each other. The representative of the certain association can help, and maybe to the Thai Trade Center also. Yeah.
Okay, so I think I've literally, covered up quite a questions. And Reena, I give it to you now.
Special,
yes,
Atul bhai, special thanks to Heera Zhaveraat, Rajesh Bajaj and Reena for organizing this and calling all of us together.
Yeah, even I thanks Reena, Atul bhai and Rajesh bhai of Heera Zhaveraat.
Thank you, Mehul bhai.
Reena,
And thank you very much all our speakers for your participation in our Support for Success webinar for India and Thailand, and giving your valuable time. Thank you so much, and all the very best for Bangkok Fair 2021.
Okay.
Bye and good luck.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye. Good luck.
Bye. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.